Hello. Welcome back to another Vintage Cube draft. I'm feeling blessed, highly favored. I moved the mic a little bit further away so that way it doesn't sound like I'm in your brain, and instead it just sounds like I'm whispering sweet nothings into your ear. So do it that way you will. Last league we actually trophied, so I'm very excited, very happy. We'll see if we can do it again. I I like learning, but I am a human person. I do like winning, so we'll see what we can do. There's no power. There's actually this pack is kind of lame. Uh, I guess Foff is like, that's blue. This pack is lame, bro. Come on. We could take Animate Dead. That kind of cuts black pretty hard, and I don't see any other good reanimation cards. And Animate Dead's like one of the better reanimate cards. It costs 2 mana. We haven't played Reanimator yet. I think I'm just gonna take Animate Dead. Reanimator's like usually open. Ooh, and we get past Entomb. That's pretty fortunate. Entomb's like the premier reanimation spell. You can Entomb during their end step, turn one, and then turn two animate die. That seems pretty good. Other cards I'm looking at, Jace is really good in Reanimator. Usually when you play Reanimator, you're either splashing blue or red. I love the red Reanimator deck, so getting Duretti back would be awesome. We are passing a lot of good blue cards, so I wouldn't be surprised if we end up in red, but I'm gonna take Entomb. Okay, listen, y'all. Who is passing Mana Drain to third pick? What was in this pack? Like Black Lotus Mox? Like, what was in this pack for me to get a Mana Drain? Bro, what the? I think I just have to take Mana Drain. Smuggler's Copter is really good in Reanimator. And I'm probably not going to get it back as colorless, but even if I end up, this is the only blue card I'm playing in my deck, Mana Drain is so good. It gives you a bunch of mana. It's a huge tempo play. This pack we see Karn. That's not really great reanimator. Can't really. The only way to reanimate a planeswalker is with Elspeth Conqueror's death, which isn't really like the game plan usually. 5 mana, wait 3 turns, reanimate. Planeswalker isn't really the dream. Show and Tell is usually a trap. And it always comes around anyways. I could take Bitter Blossom. Dahlia is really, really good, but seeing that we got Animate Dead and Entomb, like I'm just really confident that Reanimator's open. Entomb's like a first pickable card, honestly, so I think I'm gonna take Karn. I could see not really taking Bitter Blossom, but Karn we can cast off Mana Drain since we get a ton of colorless mana. So if we do that like turn 3, play land, play Karn, that's pretty good. So I'm just gonna take Karn. I love Wretched Import a lot. Having utility from your lands is super useful because again, like you're gonna have enough playables. The individual power level of cards in Vintage Cube is so high that you're gonna end up playing. You usually end up having enough cards to play in your deck, but Fallen Shinobi is like one of the draws to play blue black, and we're kind of already in blue black, so I think I'm just gonna take Fallen Shinobi. It's also great. Black Reanimator usually has like pack rats and like Una's Prowlers, these random creatures that your opponents aren't gonna block because they're not really there to deal damage. They're there for their utility, Stinkweed Imp. So it's a great way to like attack on that avenue. This is a great card. Why is Prime Time in this pack? Speaking of, we got Putrid Imp. Prime Time's a pretty decent reanimation target. It immediately grabs stuff, but we're not ever going to be casting it most likely. Impulse helps us dig. Putrid Imp just helps our plan. I don't think we're playing Rakdos Signet. Inquisition's really great most of the time. If this was Thoughtseize, I would just take Thoughtseize, but honestly, Inquisition, I think I'd prefer Duress over Inquisition, honestly. Like, if you're playing aggro, it's amazing. Or if you play turn 1, it's great. But, like, getting it, like, drawing it, like, turn 3, it just kind of flops. It's a flop. I'm just going to take Putrid Imp. There's well Fallen Shinobi. Ooh. Fallen Primus is a really, really great reanimation target. But Liliana is like an amazing black planeswalker, and we can always get more reanimation targets. I wish I could take Prime. I wish I could take Primus and Lily, but I think I'm just gonna take Lily. Lily's great because it helps you discard the fatties in your hand while also taxing your opponent. It's just 3 mana planeswalkers are generally pretty good. especially the ones that they put in Vintage Cube are pretty good. I think I'm just gonna take Liliana. Liliana is an effect that isn't as easily replaceable as Woodfall Primus, but I would have loved to take Woodfall Primus too. This pack is this pack is also lame. I don't think I'm playing these cards. I might just take Ring Falls, or maybe yeah. I don't think I'm taking Savannah. We're pretty heavy in black, so maybe I'm supposed to take Mastermind's Acquisition. I'm just gonna take Lumbering Falls. Mastermind's Acquisition is more for like Storm, which we're not really doing. Both of the green cards wheeled, so I think someone might not be playing green, but we're not playing green, so Siege Gang is good with Recurring Nightmare. It's also really great against aggro. I think it works well with Fallen Shinobi. The other option is like Hangerback Walker. We can play it on like 2, tick it up. We get an evasive threat. I'm gonna try Siege Gang Lieutenant. I don't think it's that good, but it could end up being playable. We don't want Relic. Relic exiles all cards from all graveyards, so it hurts us. It's not just like free graveyard hate. It's not like Tormod's Crypt or something. I think I'm just gonna take Murderous Rider. Murderous Rider's pretty decent. If we get Recurring Nightmare, it's nice too. Also with Conqueror's Death, I really want to play blue for Mana Drain. Taking a double white spell, we could. I don't think I've ever played black white Reanimator. That seems bad. I think I'm just gonna take Languish. I don't think we're playing it necessarily. Take Night of Autumn. Nice. We got Rishon Port. I love Rishon Port. People take it so late. I feel like it's like one of the better lands. Sometimes it's probably like on Wasteland's level, maybe a little bit better than Wasteland. It's just great. Especially when you have good fixing. We don't have good fixing yet. Ooh. Soul Ring's really good. You just have to pick Soul Ring when you get it. It's probably the best card that you can open. Sometimes Black Lotus is better, sometimes Ancestral is better, depending on the argument. But usually, like, just pack one, pick one. Soul Ring is amazing. You play it in pretty much any deck. It's a ritual because it nets you 1 colorless mana. You play it on turn 1 and then untap and play 4-drop. That's pretty absurd. Hopefully cards that we get back. I would love Grave Titan or Scarab God. They're good. They're good. I mean, Scarab God's not an amazing reanimation target, but Grave Titan's a great reanimation target, and we can cast it, which is super cool. I really like Ashiok. Again, 3-mana planeswalkers are pretty strong. As we saw in the last league, Ashiok was like, it did win us that one game, but that also, we could have just drawn like Brain Freeze and one. But other things I'm looking at, Frantic Search is really great. It's a 0-mana way to discard cards from our hand, which is what we want if we have fatties. But we might not even be super in the reanimation plan. I mean, if we take Ashiok, we kind of have like this value-y situation going on. Hopefully I get back Brazen Bar or Makeshift Mannequin or Frantic Search, but I think I'm just gonna take Ashiok. Ashiok is really strong. Godless Shrine. I do like Duress, but I think Counterspell is just better. Cheap Interaction is great in a format like Vintage Cube, where a lot of the time people like will spend like 4 cards trying to cheat something into play, and then if you have the interaction to deal with it, you can just win the game on the spot. You can get a lot of value by being able to, especially countering the spell doesn't even let it hit the battlefield, so they don't get into the battlefield effects. If it's something like Sneak Attack, where you have to pass priority to them first, and they get to activate it even if you do the kill spell. Terrastodon would be really good too. This is usually what happens when I take Reanimator. I wait to take the fatties until the absolute end. There's other good green cards that hopefully the green player will take. I just want Counterspell in my deck. Here we have Ancestral. Not Recall, unfortunately. It's Ancestral Vision. That's nice because usually when you're playing cards like Putrid Amendment and Entomb, you're losing card advantage in order to do things like that because you're not drawing cards off of it necessarily. So like playing this on turn 1 seems really good. The other option is just taking a black fetch. Makes our mana so much better if we get dual land, which I think is just good enough. We need double blue on turn 2 and then double black on turn 3. And After last league, I just want good mana. I feel like I've suffered long enough. In this pack we see Critical's not the best reanimation target. Season Pyromancer's great in Reanimator, but we're not really playing red. We could just play Velky, and we already have a Bloodstain Mire. Honestly, that's probably fine. I don't think we're playing an off-color Signet. I don't think this is a Skull Clamp deck. Tinker would be cool, except that we have literally one artifact, so I think I'm just taking Velky. That's actually fine. I've played with Valky and Temple before. I played a black-red Reanimator deck, and it felt great, so happy that card's in the cube. Here... I don't think I'm taking Memory Jar. I feel like Memory Jar is kind of... I mean, it is a draw 7. We can, like, tap out turn 5. No, I'm just going to take your Downfall. Probably not play it in the main. Ooh. See, look, I'm not going to learn. I'm going to take Reanimate instead of taking a Fatty. Emrakul is pretty good. It is a 2-turn clock that has protection from, like, Path. Which is super relevant. You don't get the trigger. It's also... I'm just going to take... Having a Tomb Reanimate in your deck is just so good. Ooh. Here, Wishclaw's Talisman isn't the worst in this deck because sometimes, like, if you Wishclaw's Talisman in order to, like, sneak an Eldrazi into play and make them sacrifice other lands, it's not going to matter that they have Wishclaw's Talisman. So sometimes it just turns into, like, a 3-mana tutor, which is cool. I think I'm just taking Emrakul. We could end up getting, like, the instant speed. We didn't get back, Grave Titan, which is fine. But we could end up getting, like, instant speed. Oh, this is not the card I took. What the... Alright, looks like I don't have Entomb Reanimate in my deck. I have Emrakul. I have 2 Emrakuls. I guess that's fine. Whatever. We're gonna take Scarab God here. Scarab God's great. Makeshift Mannequin is an instant speed way to get back Emrakul. We did not get back our discard. Let's call Frantic Search. But Makeshift Mannequin's fine. We did not get back Terrastodon either. I'm so sad I didn't get to take Reanimate. I mean, I guess we're going to end up, like, struggling on Fatties, so it's probably the pick I should have taken, but it's not the one I wanted. We'll take... I don't think we're playing any of these cards. I'll just take my... I'll take Mindsaver. We'll take Tanglewire. I actually really love Tanglewire, but usually what happens is, like, my deck is just good enough that, like, I can't... Oh, I should have maybe taken Skull Clamp there. That would have been cool at Siege Gang. Whatever. Probably doesn't matter. I love Tanglewire because the secret value of Tanglewire is that you play it on for 3 mana. They have to tap down 4, and you can stack the triggers on your turn however you want. So you can remove the counter and then tap down 3 you control, and you can tap Tanglewire itself. So your opponent for the first turn cycle is tapping down 4 things, and you're only tapping down 2 of your lands. So it doesn't, even though it seems symmetrical, it's actually really not. This might be crazy. Sheldock is super good. No one's been taking the blue cards, though. We got Ashiok, Scarab God, and Fallen Shinobi. I think I'm supposed to take Sheldock. It's great. We have these great fatties that we can get under it. Jace is really good. I would, honestly, if I knew that Baleful Strix would get taken, I would probably take Baleful Strix. It's really great. It helps with Fallen Shinobi. If we get Recurring Nightmare, it's great. But I think I'm going to take Sheldock and try to get back Baleful Strix or Corpse Dance we'd be fine with. Here, another black fetch, but we don't have a duel, and this is the 3rd pack, so I don't think I'm just going to take a black fetch again. Trinket Mage is cool. Trinket Mage grabs Soul Ring, but if Soul Ring's already out, then I don't have anything to grab. I think I'm just going to grab Cindering Titan. Bazaar of Baghdad will wheel. No one's going to take that, because I'm pretty sure we're the only ones playing Reanimator. I hope so. It's a great reanimation target. Yeah, right now we have 2 reanimation spells. We would have 3, but that's okay. Other option is I could just take Trinket Mage and just, like, cast second place, turn 3, turn 4, I would have 5 mana. I think I'm just gonna take Sundering Titan. Another fatty to reanimate. It's cool. Here, Exhume, Toxic Deluge, Darkslick Shores is cool. Again, I want good mana. I I do really want to get Exhume back, but again, I think we're the only ones playing Reanimator, and I would like to be able to cast my spells, so I'm just gonna take the land. Elishnorn. Oh, that's actually good. Bensnare is actually a great in the Styla deck. We don't have Recurring Nightmare though. That would make it even better. Just to recycle it over and over again. Elishnorn just beats certain creature decks, but Dragonlord Atarka a lot of the time is just enough. I think these are the three. We actually need ways to discard, huh? I think these are like the three main reanimation things we're gonna take. So I think Elishnorn. I think we're taking Elishnorn, and then if we end up playing like an aggro deck, Elishnorn is just like actually the game. I think I like that. Ooh. Ooh. Come on. Why do they have to do this to me? So the one thing about Recurring Nightmare is great. I love Recurring Nightmare. We might not be a Recurring Nightmare deck though. It's really only good with Siege Gang so far, as opposed to like a random reanimation spell. I love Force of Will. For 0 mana interaction is so rare that people like just can't afford to play around it. It's so unlikely. And we do have enough blue cards in our deck, and we have mana drain. There's a lot of great things we get back. We get back a Kozilek, Frost Titan, Gonti, Recurring Nightmare. I think I'd be fine with Wormcoil. I'd rather just take Force of Will. We've passed so many reanimation spells that one of them is bound to come back to us, hopefully. This pack isn't as exciting. I would have preferred like a Charter Course or something. That would have been a really good card to open. I don't think I need Blightsteel in my deck, but I also don't think I really don't like this card. I think it's pretty bad. I will play it if I'm playing Recurring Nightmare and I need creatures, but other than that, we could play Emery. It mills what, 3? It mills 4. That could be a way to get creatures in our graveyard. I don't think I'm playing like either of these cards. I should just take Kaya. Kaya's great. If we do get Marsh Flats back, maybe we're playing it. So I think I'm just gonna take Kaya, but I don't think I'm playing it. You know what they say about 3-mana Planeswalkers? You know what I say about 3-mana Planeswalkers? I think they're great. Natural Order going this late is weird, especially since someone took Primetime and Trastodon, so someone's probably playing green. I really like Riftwing. If we had Recurring Nightmare, I'd probably take it, but we just really don't have any ways to discard. We have Putrid Imp, Liliana, and that's it. It's our only ways of discarding, so I think I'm just going to take Prowler. And it also, again, works well with Fallen Shinobi. Here, Stormgate, for whatever reason, the auto-reserve system loves Stormgate. I don't think it's good, though, in my opinion. My Corn Pone opinion. What would we even... Yeah, it would be like us, like, copying Entomb. That seems like awful. Like, if we didn't Ancestral in our deck, I'd play it, but I think I'm just gonna take Dig. Dig's fine. I forget what was in this pack. Wasn't it, like, good blue cards that I wanted? There were cards I wanted in this pack that we didn't get, but another instant speed reanimation spell is great for Emrakul. For a big Emrakul. His big thing. I think that's better than Inferno Titan. We could take Inferno Titan. That would be another reanimation target, but we're not going to be casting it. And Corpse Dance is cool because you can buy back it, so you can do it like multiple times. But it does, you have to be careful. It returns just the top one. Yeah, it's the top creature. So you have to be mindful about like how you're stacking your graveyard, which is kind of annoying. But we could take Bazaar or Trinket Mage. Trinket Mage only grabs one thing. We already have enough playables. I think I'm just going to take Bazaar. Bazaar also fuels up Dig Their Time. I think I'm just going to take Bazaar. Bazaar is kind of annoying because it doesn't tap for mana. If we had an Urborg in our deck, that would be cool. We didn't see a single dual land in our color, besides like Darkslick Shore, but nothing we could fetch. I'm just going to take Exhume. Another reanimation spell is great. I'm going to take Dragonlord. Dragonlord's a great reanimation target. We might even end up playing it. We got Recurring Nightmare back. I love Recurring Nightmare. Recurring Nightmare and Gonti are great in the same deck, but I think just for concision's sake, I'd rather be playing Recurring Nightmare. I'll take Null Priest. Playing sideboard. I hate this card, so I don't think we're playing it. Okay. I think this deck's gonna be cool. We have good interaction with Mana Drain, Counter Spell, Force of Will. We don't have a Thoughtseize effect would be cool, but we do have Entomb. We have Valkyrie to interact with their hand. We have some removal with Murderous Rider. We have Recurring Nightmare Siege Gang Lieutenant to like be all grindy. We have enough reanimation things, which I was worried we weren't gonna have. Now it's time to cut. Bazaar of Baghdad is basically a spell. It doesn't tap for mana, so I'm gonna consider it a spell. So we do actually have some cuts to make. I don't think I'm playing Tangle Wire. Tangle Wire is great to bring in certain matchups, so I'm glad I have it, but I'm probably not playing a game one. All right, I'm gonna take a snippet of the deck, and then I'll see you guys in round one. All right, round one. Tell our opponents good luck, have fun. We would like to go first. This hand actually is fine. It looks bad at first glance, but we do have 3 mana, and then if we Bazaar something, we can reanimate it turn 2. That's pretty good. It's a shame we don't have a split land that we could grab with Bloodstained Mire. That would make it even better, but this is fine. Do that. We don't have a blue card, so we functionally don't have Force, which is fine. Mox Jet is not ideal. Signet is fine. Can't do anything about it anyways. We did draw blue source. I'm just gonna Bazaar. We have so many reanimation spells. I would just like to hit a fatty. So you draw 2, discard 3. 1, 2. I think I'm gonna get rid of Animate Dead. I think I'd rather have Exhume in my hand. And then I don't think I'm playing Una's Prowler. I think I'm just passing the turn. We already have a way to discard things from our hand with Bazaar, so the only reason why we'd want Una's Prowler in play is if we draw Shinobi. Which honestly, it might have been worth playing out. I don't know. We'll find out. What is this? Chandra is pretty good. Doesn't super interact with what we're doing though, so should be fine. They're plussing, so they're probably casting something else. Oh, that's bad. We do have another land for Exhume. We might end up being fine. It's definitely not ideal though. We did like having mana. Gonna Bazaar. We just need to hit a fatty. Tarko would be great. That's pretty bad. I'm just gonna get rid of Prowler, I think. I can always Exhume Prowler later if I really need it. I'm gonna get rid of Island. I'm gonna play Port just so I have something to do. Stop and port them on their upkeep. Then we can F6. We have seen like 14 cards out of our deck yet. I'm not seeing a single fatty. Maybe I should be playing more. That's probably pretty bad. I imagine they hit our Black Source. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I think I'm still Bazaaring. I want to hit a Black Source too now. That's actually good. 1, 2, 3. Play an island, stop on their upkeep again, and just hit them. So now, that's actually really fortunate that they got rid of our Black Source. Because we actually didn't see it. Oh no, we did discard swamps, yeah. So maybe that was wrong, I don't know. Probably should have, that should have been a swamp in our hand instead of a, what's it called, but that's okay. So actually can't pay for Avalanche Riders because of Shimpori. Actually, they could have floated mana in response if they wanted to, but they chose not to. I really don't want them embleming Chandra. That seems pretty bad. They exile light up the stage, but will they cast it? Unfortunately, Exhume gets them back Avalanche Riders too. They exile Inferno Titan, and they get the end of their next turn to cast it? Yeah, end of next turn. Here's the thing. I draw 2 and discard 3. I'm just gonna do it. I probably hit a swamp here, and it would be really good. I did not hit a swamp, which is pretty bad. I think it was worth it. It's pretty likely that we hit a swamp. I don't think Counterspell just we use a card to trade for Inferno Titan. This is I think just like unlucky. I think this slight small thing I should have done differently is hold a swamp in hand because they didn't really need blue mana at all. They get an emblemed Chandra, which is scary. This deals 5? That's a lot of damage. Oh, whenever they cast any spell? Oh yeah, that's probably the game. Yeah, we just needed to hit a black source there, and we did not. Ashiok is probably not going to do it. I think I don't want to show them any more red deck. I'm just gonna pass. See what they're doing. It's really unfortunate. I think that means maybe we're supposed to be playing more fatties. I do like playing Elishnorn into their deck here. It seems like they have a lot of creatures, which I do like. So you see Incinerate, they have a lot of burn spells. Seems like they're playing like just black-red good stuff. So this should be an okay matchup for us. This might mean that I'm playing Languish, although Languish doesn't kill Primetime. This is actually a matchup that I would like Tanglewire, actually. It buys us a lot of time. I do think I need more like things to reanimate though. Like I'm pretty sure this is just like an instant win card against them. I don't think they have a creature way to kill Emrakul, so that's good. What am I cutting? I think maybe I don't like Murderous Rider. Although Murderous Rider answering like their Chandra or their Primetime seems really good. I think maybe I'm not playing Force. Don't have enough like blue cards in my deck. I think it's fine. I think maybe I'm not playing Tanglewire only because I get to go first. So it's not going to be as relevant. Yeah, I think I'm just going to run it like this. First pull's great, but I think I'd rather have another thing. This is a great hand. If we had another black source, it would be turn 2 Liliana, but we don't. Is there any reason to go turn 1 Sheldock or turn 1 Soul Ring? I don't think so. If we draw black source, this will just be turn 1 or turn 2 Liliana, which is pretty good. I do like that. Otherwise, we can just play tap land with Sheldock, which is fine too. Soulscar Mage. We did draw another black source, so I think I'm just going to do that instead. I think I'm actually just going to sack to save some damage. We don't really want to discard anything in our hand yet. I'd rather get out Scarab God than start discarding our hand. Just going to Edict their Soulscar Mage. This lets them, if they want to use a burn spell to kill Liliana, that's awesome. Because we're going to end up playing Scarab God next turn. That's good too. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play Scarab God. I think I'm going to plus first to see what they discard. Get some info. We're going to discard Scarab God. Or not Scarab God, sorry. Putrid Imp. And then we can reanimate it using Scarab God next turn to get a 4/4 we want. They need to kill Scarab God like now, or they're gonna run into some danger. The beginning, how does this work? Scarab God dies, return it to the hand at the beginning of the next end step. So yeah. Ooh, Wheel is actually really interesting for them. I don't think it's good, but it's probably their best play. And now, yeah, now we have Counterspell in our hand. This seems pretty good. I'm gonna auto yield to this, so now we get to like Rishadan port them and hold up. Can I Ashiok? Wait, how much mana do I have? I have 2, 4, I have 5 mana. 5 mana. Pretty sure Dragon Lord is just like the play. Like I think I just want to copy a Dragon Lord. I have 5 mana, so I can. This costs 4, right? This is 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I'll have 6 if I play land. So I can hold up Counterspell and reanimate something. That seems pretty good. So we're gonna attack first and see if they wanna do anything about that. We're gonna both discard. I'm gonna discard Dragon Lord. I can do this at instant speed, right? Okay, and I think we're gonna wait. There's no reason to do it now. I will do it if they enter combat because I don't want to give them a treasure token off Magda. But we have Counterspell in our hand, so I think we're gonna be just fine. Why is this like dark? You see that? It's like darker than the other cards. Why? All right, we did win that one. Soul Rings are a pretty good card. It is good to know that they have Wheel of Fortune in their deck. They definitely are an aggro deck. I'm surprised they kept in Mizium Mortars. I don't think that's very good against us, but see, I think maybe I just bring in. Did I? Oh no, I actually didn't bring in Elish Norn. I think I do want Elish Norn in this deck. I think maybe that means I'm getting rid of like Corpse Dance. Is that a bad idea? Velky snagging something seems good. Do they get it back if this dies? Maybe I'm not playing Velky here. I don't know. I'm kind of just making it up as I go along. Maybe let's just bring in Tangle Wire. I don't know. I could see arguments to do whatever, but hopefully this hand's just broken and we win. We do have turn 3 Exhume. I think this hand... Actually, I think I'm gonna mull. I don't super like that hand. This hand's worse. But it's A-okay. We do have Shelldock, so we could always win that way, but this hand is definitely worse. I think Putrid Imp would be a great draw. They don't have a terminal play, which is great, because his hand is very slow. We're going to Shelldock. Let's yield. We're going to take... I think Elish Norn's going to be the most impactful out of this bunch. That's fine. That is less fine. Where's our Soul Ring? Come on. Magda. Magda's pretty annoying, but it's also fine. We're not really doing anything, unfortunately, which I think we might end up losing this one. I guess maybe the first hand was better. I don't know. I think we're just unlucky. Like, if we had a counterspell here, this would be great. Like some interaction instead of like a random card. If they mill 11 of their cards, that would be absolutely fantastic. That's what I want. I want them to mill 11 cards from our library, and then I get to cast what's called Elish Norn for free. That would be ideal. So they can actually cast Inferno Titan, which would probably be the end of the world. Because they're really fast clock, and we don't have... We would need to draw, like, Murderous Rider, which I think we took out. Yeah, that looks like Inferno Titan. If I had to counter spell here, I would just win the game. That's so sad. All right, I don't know what we can even draw. Liliana doesn't do it. I don't know. We'll find out when we draw it, I guess. Animate Dead is really bad. Maybe I should have kept the first hand. I don't know. I feel like we could have mulled into like turn 2 Elish Norn, and I think it was worth a shot, but I think they're going to get us with Magda and Inferno Titan. We're taking, I think, do they have lethal now? They have a lot of damage this turn. If we had a counter spell there, that would have been huge. I think this one's a wrap, fortunately. If we drew like Entomb, we would have been fine too. Koth is pretty good. I don't know what we could draw that let us win. It's not like we have Bristlebrand in this deck. That would be a way that we could still flip back. If we drew like Entomb and had Bristlebrand, could animate it. We just take so much damage. That's so unfortunate. Ugh. Gross. The words of Thorgy Thor. Ugh, gross. Oh well. It was a good game. Their deck seems cool. I'll see you guys in round 2. Alright, round 2. We tell our opponents to have fun. We did win the die roll, which is cool. We will go first. Well, I said you too. We'll keep. We've turned 2 counterspell. We have Una's Prowler, so we're just missing a reanimation. Oh my god, stroke. We just need a reanimation spell. And also they're mulling down to 5. Like I said in the last video, I am not the patron saint of mtgo. They could mull down to 0. That would be perfect. Having counterspell on 2 with them mulling down to 5 should be pretty good. We can counter whatever like their 1 payoff is. Hopefully. I think I'd rather just keep up counterspell. Drawing Bazaar means that we can just play Bazaar next turn and try to look. Ancestral Vision's actually great for them there. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna play Bazaar and pass the turn. This lets us keep holding a counterspell, and we don't need to play Uno's Prowler anymore since now we have a 0 mana discard outlet in Bazaar. I'm gonna auto yield to this. Right. During their end step, I am gonna look. We're gonna discard Emrakul first because if we get Shallow Grave, we're gonna wanna use Dragon Lord. It's gonna be better than just dealing 13 damage, I think. Discard like that, and then we're gonna go to our draw step. I'm just gonna play Darkslick Shores and pass. Again, we're just holding a counterspell. They could have a counterspell, so even if I had a reanimate spell, I might not use it there. I don't know. This counterspell might end up hitting that Ancestral, honestly. Electroman. Am I? No, I think that's fine. It doesn't really do much. I think I am Bazaring. That's good. We're gonna discard Una's Prowler, Entomb. Maybe I'm keeping Entomb. What is Entomb? I can Entomb and grab Thundering Titan. That doesn't seem very good. I grab Elish Norn. I think I just don't think I need Entomb. I think I have enough like stuff. Yeah. And then I guess I'm gonna get rid of Murderous Rider. Right now, let's just get rid of an island. We don't need another island. I draw for turn. Play a swamp. So I could. What is the takedown on this? Still have one more turn. I think I like getting Emrakul. It puts them on a 2-turn clock. And then I think they're playing Storm. And so we can just counter their wheel effect. If they don't counter our Animate Dead, which I don't think they will. And this should be unkillable for them, for their deck. We can always Murderous Rider Goblin Electroman next turn if it does turn out to be relevant, which we'll probably end up doing depending on what we draw. They are doing nothing, it looks like. So we're going to attack them for 12. We are going to kill. Is this the right one? A Swift End. Is that the one I tried to cast? I almost casted the wrong part. We're gonna kill their creature, and then we're gonna pass the turn. I don't think I want to counter Ancestral. Again, they have to win this turn, and so I'd rather just counter their draw 7. We don't see any black mana, so they would need Brain Freeze, in which case we have Emrakul in our deck, so they can't win via Brain Freeze. So as crazy as it sounds, I think I just let them Ancestral themselves, and then we counter their High Tide / draw 7. Like their super crucial spell. We'll see if they can do it. They might be able to, that might be wrong, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna counter High Tide, and that should be the game. Unless they have a counterspell back, but yeah. Countering High, like they're definitely just playing a High Tide Storm deck. They probably have a way to untap their lands, and now they're no longer rituals because we got rid of it. What is this? So maybe that's Turnabout. So that actually does not the mana. 2/4. That's them 2 mana. Right, yeah. So now they have 6, 7. That's not a lot. Their icon's actually really cute. I just noticed this little mouse boy. That's actually lit. Mine's Oko. I don't really have a lot of icons, and that's the best one of the ones I have. So commit. That's actually a great play for them. Maybe I should have let them high tide. I don't know. Them turnabouting just to commit though seems random. They do get to redraw and shuffle our graveyard back in, which is unfortunate. That's unfortunate. If we had exhumed Emrakul, they wouldn't be able to target it because it wouldn't have an enchantment like sitting on it. They are brain freezing us, which is fine. I'm gonna turn off auto yields because depending on how many cards we have left in our graveyard, I might end up wanting to hit Emrakul anyways. So I will let these resolve. They're probably going to try to see what cards we're playing. This did mill us for a bunch. I don't see reason to Bazaar now. Yeah, I'm just not going to Bazaar now. I'd rather have more cards in my hand. We do get Velky. I think I'm just going to Bazaar. We can Corpse Dance, but it's going to hit Velky, unfortunately. It's the way it is. I don't think I want to dig through time. I can't dig through time because I need Emrakul to reshuffle my graveyard back in. It's actually really unfortunate that we have to discard 3. Top 7. Actually, what's left in our deck? Because I can grab whatever I want. Is there, like, just a regular reanimation spell left? Did they mill Exhume? They did mill Exhume, unfortunately. So the only one left is, what, Recurring Nightmare? Recurring Nightmare's in the graveyard. Makeshift Mannequin in the graveyard. That's the other one. So I don't think we have any reanimation spells left. I think it's just like lands. I think Soul Ring's in there. So maybe what I'm doing... I think I'm just keeping Velky. It's kind of sus. They will get to redraw. What permanence would I rather have them play? Yeah, I think that informs our decision. I think we're discarding like this. And then we're playing Velky. We get to look at their hand, which is really cool. I do like that. They're probably just going to redraw next turn. Ooh, interesting. They do have Mirari's Conjecture. This gets back an instant, the first one? Yeah, they get back an instant. Is High Tide an instant? Yeah, so they get back High Tide next turn. They get to High Tide and then reshuffle, which is actually kind of bad. But would you take their Ulamog, which is fine. We know they have Mirari's Conjecture in their hand, and then we're just going to cast a Murderous Rider, and that's just all we can do at this time. It would have been cool. There could have been a world where we got to discard Emrakul and then reanimate it on the stack. Those cards were left in our deck, but that's how it is. Yeah, they cast Mirari's. Makes sense. Maybe, actually, oh wait, I think I'm stupid. I think I should have left, what's it called, my hand. Haha, that doesn't work. We have Eldrazi, so very unlucky for our opponent. That would have won them the game otherwise. But we are completely fine. We are left unscathed. We get to Shelldock. If we hit Emrakul off Shelldock, I probably won't pick it, honestly, because it just makes Brain Freeze like super impossible to try to kill us. I think Dig Through Time is what I'm putting under this. Not super excited. We could hit them for 4. So they are dead on board next turn if they don't do something. And they do get back a sorcery. Let's get back, well, Turnabout's an instant. What else is in their graveyard? They can get back Ancestral Recall. Yeah, I think we got them. I think we barely won it just because we have an Eldrazi in our deck. Which, hey, listen, again, I am not the patron saint of Magic Online. I'll take those every day. So they're playing Storm, so that's good to know. In that manner, Force of Will actually looks very tasty. I don't think Dragon Lord's super good here. Just not. Like, it can kill... We've seen 1 creature so far. I don't think that's good enough. And I also don't love Murderous Rider. So far, again, it only kills 1 creature. It doesn't really put a lot of pressure on them or anything. I'd rather have Force of Will in my deck. Is Tezzeret playable here? I don't think so. I should play Elishnorn. Oh, I should definitely play Tanglewire. Tanglewire is going to be cool here. I love Tanglewire. It's like this and Zealous Conscripts are like my personal underrated most cards. Like I love when these cards are in my hand. It just brings me joy. I think we're playing Tanglewire. They are playing High Tide, so what they want to do is just play lands, pass, play lands, pass, play lands, pass. And Tanglewire sets them back like 4 turns almost. Because it's not that they have to pay 1 mana, they have to tap that land. So regardless of how much mana they tap for, like they can't just High Tide in response and then like it's like a -4 mana. Like it it interacts with their untapped lands, which is the primary resource they're trying to build up over the course of the game. So I think that's what I want. I don't think any of these other cards really interact with Storm at all, so I think I'm just gonna play this. We're very lucky they didn't go for like high tide and like try to like wheel and stuff. They just tried to kill us, which didn't work. This is fine. We have Sheldock and Rishon Import, so we have stuff to do turns 1 and 2, and we do have a Force of Will that works, so that's cool. I really hope they try to kill us this turn. That would be cool. They're probably not going to do extra point high tide. I think they just fetch to pass priority. I wouldn't do that if they're them, because if I had like strip mine or something, that would be bad for them. Well, I'm glad we're not drawing these cards now, but that's pretty. It's probably the worst Sheldock I've ever seen in my life. Like that could be like Sundering Titan under there. You know what I mean? But instead, it's Bazaar of Baghdad. Like that's just not. We can't even cast, right? You have to cast. Oh, you may play. Okay, cool. They might bounce it with Riftwing, which would be awesome. Please do that, opponent. That'd be super cool. We could Rishon Import them, but I think I'd rather see what's going on in their hand to understand how we're going to want to sequence our turns. This also just puts a creature in play, which is going to be good with Fallen Shinobi. I'd rather see what's going on in their hand. We can always force something, worst case scenario. See, they do have a reshuffle. They have their own force, which is actually pretty funny. They're probably going to end up just Mizzium Mortars, our creature this turn. I have to take Snapcaster, obviously, but it is actually funny to see their hand. Their hand actually looks pretty good, so. We'll pass the turn. Am I going to force Mizzium Mortars? Is that worth it? I don't know. Don't think it is. This makes them. If we had one more mana in play, then I would. I'd rather just like force their Time Twister. I feel like I just let it die, unfortunately. As much as I don't want it to die. So now they have Snapcaster back in their hand, but they do not have the removal spell. I'm surprised I guess they should keep Mizzium Mortars in. We can always bring it back with Exhume, which kind of seems bad, but we can do it. Need be. Another island. I think I grab. They get their Bounce Boy back this turn, right? Oh no, one more turn. So porting them makes it so they can Time Twister if they want. I think I'm just. Is this crazy? I think I'm just gonna Exhume. Guys, I think I'm crazy. I think I'm just gonna Exhume because then I have Force and then I can Shinobi, which doesn't use the stack, so they can't force it. I think I'm just Exhuming. I know that's crazy. If they force this, we're in an amazing spot. That's awesome. We get Velky back. We'll auto yield. Take a look at their hand, which we already know. Oh, I hate that it does that. We're gonna take Snapcaster. Oh wait, was that a high tide? Oh wait, they have a high tide in their hand? Oh, that's pretty bad. Alright, we're still taking Snapcaster. They actually have high tide in their hand. What am I? Oh, they played an island. That's why. Okay, so they actually have high tide in their hand. Is the last card. I need to remember that. And then we'll play island, I think. They get it back, not this turn, but the following turn. So honestly, they might just go for a wheel, in which case I'll probably try to force it, and then they would have to exile, unless they drew a blue card, they would have to exile their high tide in order to counter it, which is going to be brutal for them. Yeah, I think I'm just forcing that. This leaves them with force high tide in hand. Maybe that's bad. Maybe I just want a new hand. Honestly? Is that troll? If they have another blue card in their hand, that's really bad. They also could just let me force it, and then I have 3 lands in my hand. And I kind of do nothing. I think I'm just going to let it go. That might be wrong. Oh, this works. We get to kill their lands. If they don't have force in their hand, they're gonna feel the pain. We're fetching now, which is fine. We just have like Entomb doesn't put Sundering Titan in our graveyard actually, which is unfortunate. Oh yeah, that should just be game. So if they don't have a counterspell, we should just get them here. We're gonna cast Entomb for Emrakul, and then while it's on the stack, Corpse Dance it. So they need a counterspell. Otherwise, we sacrifice all their lands and deal 17 damage. So we let this resolve. Yeah, this resolves. We're gonna grab Emrakul. Where's Emrakul? Oh, there it is. I was like freaking out. I thought I was having another, what's it called, moment. Mindset moment. We're gonna hold control, and then we're gonna cast Corpse Dance. They have force, it eats up 2 of their cards. If not, yeah, we just win. Alright, I'll see you guys in round 3. Alright, we're in round 3. For the first time in this league, we did not win the die roll, but that's okay. They need all the help they can get. They choose to play first. This hand, they keep 7. This hand's fine. I wish it was better, but we have both of our colors. We have more than 2 lands, so it's fine. I think I am gonna play Island. Oh, I wish I did a duel to grab. If I draw another island, then I get to play Counterspell. This is bad if they play Strip Mine, but our hand also only has 1 other black card. They did not play Strip Mine, which is cool. Jace. I don't have Daze, so that resolves. Jace would have been cool in our deck. I would have been a fan. Okay, we did draw an island, so I am glad I played that island, because now we can counterspell something scary. We'll probably want to counterspell either this turn or next turn, since we're going to want to play Siege Gang and then Scarab God. Is this sacrifice a goblin or another goblin? Sacrifice a goblin. Okay, so a Siege Gang can eat itself, and then we can just Scarab God it back over and over again. That seems pretty good. Hopefully they're playing like a Wrath deck. That would be awesome. Just like a Wrath situation, we could just grind, like they're playing like Gideon and Wrath. That would be awesome. That'd be exactly what we want. Alright, this is less awesome. Are they clicking us? Don't think I want them knowing what's going on in our hand. This also, like, them having 3-1 in play is like a lot of damage every turn. I think this just makes them... That might be wrong, but I think if they're playing Vendilion Click, Siege Gang is going to be good against them. Maybe that was wrong, because Vendilion Click can't block Siege Gang Lieutenant. This puts another card in their graveyard too for Jace. I don't know. They probably would have just taken Counterspell, because that's the only interaction we have. Yeah, okay, I think that makes sense then. Like, if they just take Counterspell, that would be pretty brutal for us. I don't see why they would take, like, Sundering Titan. That makes no sense, so I think Counterspelling it there is correct. You have Bloodstained Mire, so they don't know whether we're playing blue-red, blue-black, or, like, whatever. Because they haven't seen a swamp yet. They've just seen Bloodstained Mire. And a Counterspell. Elspeth, that is fine. We're gonna fetch for a swamp and then F6. Elspeth, her second plus is pretty annoying, giving stuff flying. Makes it so she can actually like get over Siege Gang Lieutenant, Scarab God. This is a lot of lands. Just not ideal, but that's okay. Hopefully they don't daze us. Daze would be pretty good for them. Says, what is this, -8? Honestly, I think -8 Elspeth, it's probably fine. On the Scarab God plan, so hopefully they just, next turn they just float all their men and pass the turn. That would be ideal. They are chasing, which makes sense. They discarded Karn before, or is that this time? No, they discarded Winds of Abandon. Yeah, it seems pretty bad against... that would actually... I think they might regret discarding that because we have Scarab God, but that probably means they just have like Path in their hand or something, which is going to be really bad for us. His hand is... We are playing, how many? 16 lands? And we drew 2, 4, 6, 7. It's like a It's a fair amount out of 12 cards. Definitely in the higher end, but luckily we do have Scarab God. We have something to do with all the mana. It's not like this is just like Una's Prowler and something else. We will trade goblins for soldier tokens. I don't see a reason not to. As long as we have one creature in play for Recurring Nightmare. I think that's the only reason why we would want to keep a creature in play. What is this? That is pretty bad when they have an Elspeth in play. Yeah, we've no more blue mana anymore. That's probably the game. They get to keep their Elspeth, and then they didn't play land yet, so they do get to play land. There is a world where we win this, but don't know if it's this world. Ashiok's cool. Ashiok would have been cool to play before, like on turn 3. That would have been really cool. I think attacking with the goblin tokens makes sense. Or maybe I'm supposed to attack with all 3. I think I'm just supposed to attack all 3 at Elspeth. They're gonna end up winning this race, so honestly, they probably just don't block. That's what I would do if I was them. Or block 1 with Jace, obviously, but and now they get to flip Jace too. Yeah, this is just brutal. I'm pretty sure they got this one. That Armageddon was pretty decent. We had Force there though. Oh my god. It would have been like whoosh. So it looks like they are playing like a not a mono white deck, but they are playing like a mid-rangey planeswalker cast spell situation. So it's not like Student of Warfare white, but it is like a is an Elspeth white kind of deck. Vendilion Click kind of deck. I think our deck is fine against them. We didn't see any counter spells. If they don't have counter spells, our deck. Oh, they have swords though. So they are capable of getting rid of a lot of our threats pretty easily. But that makes Emrakul really good because Emrakul can't be targeted by instants, and so far I haven't seen a non-instant way to get rid of our creatures. Yeah. I wonder how Overload works with, because Overload doesn't target, so it gets around Hexproof and like Shroud. But if it has protection from instants, oh, that's a sorcery anyway, so actually they can Winds of Abandon our guy. But I wonder if that works. Putrid Imp's actually pretty good. That's one of our better draws. I think I keep Goblin in play. Just gonna go our second main. We're gonna play Putrid Imp, which is a 2/2. So it blocks the soldier token. Let's go. They can always just swords it using Jace or whatever. They're gonna look at our hand, which is fine, whatever. They can flash it back with Jace to just draw another card. Just make it -3 draw card. We're not just F6ing because if they do go to kill Putrid Imp, I'll probably ditch Sundering Titan. Put another boy into play. That's fine. Oh, Putrid Imp actually can't block. Interesting. I forgot about that. So it actually can't block the soldier. They probably don't attack, yeah. I don't see a reason to discard now. I'd rather see what I draw. Blue Source, Reanimation Spell. Either or. Reanimate would be awesome. Dig Through Time is really bad. Dig Through Time is pretty much useless. I don't think I want to play a land. If I had an island, I'd play it because then I could draw Soul Ring and cast Scarab God, but I think I'm just passing, which is unfortunate. Dig Through Time is pretty bad with no blue sources. They can ultimate Elspeth if they want. I don't think they're going to do that, though. They're probably going to try to plus it one more turn. See if they can keep Elspeth. Because Elspeth plus Indestructible Soldiers is going to be a bit suspect. It's a shame. If we drew a reanimation spell right there, it would have been really, really good. Because then we could have killed 2 of their lands. and then had this like big threat in play that they would have to minus Jace in order to path, or to swords rather. It's fine. Can't block anyway, so again we should just lose this game. That Armageddon was brutal, but we'll see what we can do. There might be a world where I get to like Shallow Grave and Emrakul and snag it. See what we draw. Island means I can play Ashiok. I think that's worth it. I'm not really doing anything else, so this makes not playing Swamp last turn seem worse, because now we can just, if we top deck another land, we would have been casting Scarab God. We're still just in danger. We get to see more of their deck too because of Ashiok. Okay. They're playing Treachery. That's really great to know. And we know they're playing Daze, so that's also good to know. Their deck seems pretty good. Treachery is good to know because we have to be careful about getting our stuff stolen if they're going to untap and play. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. They just swordsing? Just going to swords our putrid and placing. Let me turn off auto yields, turn off auto yields, turn off auto yields, turn off auto yields, turn off auto yields. There we go. If they go to swords it, I'm going to want to discard. Yeah, I'm going to want to discard Sundering Titan. And then we can pass. Whew. Almost didn't get to discard. I think like pro players never use auto yield because like little things like that, I guess. And they also like, I noticed all like the good players, they have like a stop for literally everything on both sides. That's like too much. I play too slow. I can't do that. We can draw, if we draw a blue source, we can dig through time, which I think is what we're hoping for. Blue source or a reanimation spell. Even then, we're still in so much danger. Like, this is bad. They get to kill Ashiok if they want. They might just ignore it, honestly. They have a pretty fast clock. This is attacking Ashiok. This is attacking Ashiok. That's fine. I don't know why they bothered attacking with both, but go off, I guess. Damn, go off, I guess. Blue source? It's still bad. They're just gonna flashback Winds of Abandon to kill our Scarab God, but I guess it's better than drawing a black source, so. They're just gonna counter it, something. I don't know. Blue source into reanimate would have been better. That's fine. Not much to do about that. Now we get our blue source, which is cool. But we're also like super dead. Which is not cool. Not very cool at all. Yeah, they got this. I think it's smart of them to not ultimate Elspeth. I don't think there's really a reason, and plussing Elspeth, either one, is just giving them incremental value every turn. Our deck isn't really trying to kill their creatures, so. Although maybe in game 2 we just bring in Wrath, Languish. Although it's really only good against Elspeth. What else is in their deck? They actually don't look like they have a lot of creatures. Yeah, they don't have a lot of creatures. I think that's stupid. I think that's silly. Let's say. Dig. We'll see if Dig can get us out of this nightmare. Can I cast Emrakul? I'm one short. Dude, come on. I'm one short. Right? 5, 6, 7. That would actually be good enough. That would actually be a way to get out of the game. Because then I can just like minus Elspeth. And then like flashback Winds of Abandon. Although Winds of Abandon can't hit your own creatures, but I can just minus it to get it out of the graveyard. Or path themselves or something. That sucks. We're really close. We're gonna dig through time. I would like to keep a land to make Emrakul cost less. I don't need this creature. We're gonna do it like that. I pay 1. Like double like that, because we want to keep the unique creature types for what's it called? Makeshift Mannequin grabs Sundering Titan. It's probably good. I want Shelldock. Makeshift Mannequin is how we're gonna win this game. I'm gonna do like that, then any order. So now we get to play Shelldock. Get to cast whatever we take off Shelldock next turn. I don't think there's many good things left in our deck to grab. Ooh, Recurring Nightmare is going to be interesting. Recurring Nightmare lets me kill all their lands, but that's not really the problem. I think it's going to be better than Fallen Shinobi. Like, what does Fallen Shinobi do for me? Nothing. I think I'm putting Recurring Nightmare under here. Do it like that. And then we get to Makeshift Mannequin, grabbing Sundering Titan if we want. I think that's good. Yeah. I think we get to cast Emrakul next turn. So we might actually eke this one out. Depending. I mean, if they have a counterspell. No, but we might actually be okay. They might Armageddon here, which would be unfortunate. In fact, they probably should Armageddon here. That's what I would do if I was them. Because all these lands in play would make me nervous. They're getting an emblem, which is fine. Oh! No, I should have Makeshift Mannequin in response. Because now it's indestructible. Yeah, that might have been wrong. Because now we lose all our lands. And they don't lose any because they're indestructible. Well, we do get to Makeshift Mannequin back. Sundering Titan, which is cool. Yeah, that might have been wrong. But then they could have countered it. I don't know. They didn't. This might end up working out because. No, they can just. We'd have to somehow kill. What's it called? We'd have to somehow kill Jace next turn to stop them from just pathing Sundering Titan. Because otherwise they just minus flashback. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're still in danger now. Yeah, I forgot that Elspeth gives all your permanents indestructible, not just creatures. Or actually, I don't think it gives your planeswalkers indestructible. Yeah, it gives like all your normal ones. Can I cast Emrakul? I'm assuming not. Yeah, I have to pay 10. Yeah, that's probably just the game. They're just gonna chomp. They got it. We gave up a good fight though. That game lasted way longer than I thought it should have. That dig was actually super cool. The double Armageddon. We lost a ton of lands over the course of the game, so that was not cool. Not very nice of them. They're probably gonna be just fine though. I think they're gonna be able to lose. Unexpectedly absent. It actually sacrifices, which is interesting. I don't know why they didn't do it X0. That makes no sense to me. We're just gonna click their lands. It doesn't do anything though. We know they've so they have a lot of great ways to get rid of our cheated out creatures, but so far the only way that I've seen from them to get rid of Emrakul is Winds of Abandon, because it's a sorcery. We're gonna block here because then we take 2 good on a 7. They can plus up to 5. Yes, we're done next turn anyways. Unless we draw Black Source, then we can chomp. And then I think I will cast Valky if we get a Black Source, just because I want to see their hand. We get to see 2 more cards, and they get to see 1 more with Valky. That is not the color I wanted, so I'll just pass turn. We were 1 mana away from casting Emrakul. Casting Emrakul there would have been massive. Okay, they're playing Impulse. That's good to know. We saw a bunch of their deck. They did see a bunch of our deck too, but our deck is like when you see these spell, like when you see like Makeshift Mannequin and like Future Nymph, you know I'm playing Reanimator. Whereas like their deck, like they could be playing a few different like versions of blue white, and it's more important to know like what cards I'm looking out for. It's like I know I have to be aware of Armageddon. I know they have Swords and Path. I know they have Days I have to play around. So that I think us like trading deck information actually values me, because like they know I'm playing Reanimator. Like it's not that unique. Bro, are you not gonna attack us? Not there we go. We will not block. We don't have any 2 colorless ways to win the game from that position. We put up a good fight though. That was a cool game. Languish does get around indestructibility. I think Elish Norn's gonna be really good against them. Maybe not though. They really only had 2 creatures. I think Tangle Wire might be good against them. It buys us like a bunch of time. don't think I'm playing Dragon Lord, but Dragon Lord lets us kill their Planeswalker, which is really cool. I do like that. What am I cutting for this? Honestly, maybe Velky. I really didn't see any creatures other than Snapcaster. It felt pretty bad that game. I don't think I'm bringing in Languish. I could see an argument for bringing in Force. I don't think we're bringing in Karn because they can just kill our lands or daze it. So like tapping out for like a big thing seems a little bit harder than normal. I could maybe I'm supposed to bring in Force instead of like Siege Gang Lieutenant. Yeah, I'll try it. I think we'll just run it like that. They're not really playing an aggro deck. That's where Siege Gang really shines. Is like you just play it on 4, you chump through their blockers, and then gain 2 life from sacking. And sometimes that's just enough like space to breathe that you just win the game. This hand is fine. We do have Entomb. We need to reanimate though. I think I'm just gonna lead on island. If we draw another island, then we just get to mana drain. The only reason to play swamp would be to just straight up Entomb, and then if we top deck like a 2-mana reanimate, I'll feel a little silly. Ooh, that's a really bad draw. So we do currently have 2 of our like 4 fatties in our hand, which is not what you like to see. I think during their end step we are gonna Entomb. I think I would like to get back. I would like to. What would I like to Entomb here? Spell Pierce. That is fine. Better that than the reanimate spell that we would have casted. Mission import. This is blue land. That would be better, but this is fine too. Set stop here. We're gonna tap down their blue source because we saw Jace. If we draw another blue source off the top, that would be awesome. Then we can Mission import, hold up mana drain, and then if we draw another land, we can Scarab God. Seems good. We do have another blue source. So next turn we'll probably port down a white source. I think we just want to draw like land. Blue source, black source is okay. Black source puts us 1 land off Scarab God still, but I would have preferred a blue source. So we're still just gonna port them down. If they play Elspeth, we can just kill it. They can't play Elspeth because we're porting them, I just remembered. Like, if we had a blue source here and we could like mana drain something, untap, play Scarab, and then port them, like it would be brutal. But we did not draw a blue source. Jace, I can't do anything about, so that's fine. Land. Fallen Shinobi. That's pretty annoying. Does that mean I just cast Murderous Rider? But then if they get 1 creature, that doesn't work. I think do I just port them again? This is hard. We really needed to draw more lands, I think. Like if this Dragon Lord or Tarka was a land, we'd be doing just fine. Maybe I'm supposed to kill Jace with Murderous Rider, but then I don't get to port them. I think I'm just porting. Because otherwise, like, if I kill their Jace and then they Elspeth, I look like Boo Boo the Fool. Maybe that's fine, though. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this. I don't think we're winning this game by not casting anything and not making land drops. That seems really bad. Also, we should keep a blue source open instead of Mission import, but that's okay. Hopefully their hand does nothing. Blue source would have been so... Like, if we had another blue source in play, I would totally just port them again and try to mana drain them, but... The colorless Rishid import does not tap for blue, unfortunately. What are they thinking about? Are they thinking about forcing? We're back. Our opponent DC'd for a while, but we're back now. Murderous Rider resolved. We're still in danger. We need lands. Actually, maybe we're not in danger. I don't know. It is 4 lands to 4 lands. We have 5 cards in our hand. They have 4, but we also have fatties in our hand that we can't. They do cast Elspeth, which is annoying. They plus Elspeth. We draw Sheldock, which is okay, I guess. It is a land. It's not. All right, we get Soul Ring off of Sheldock. God, these Sheldocks have been bad. I think I don't want to port them. I think I'm just casting Murder's Rider. This lets us, if I think we're gonna try to attack them next turn, and maybe they don't block because they're like, oh, he meant to attack Elspeth, and then we get a Fallen Shinobi into play. That would be really good. Um, that would have been a good turn to port, I guess. I guess maybe they didn't play land, so maybe porting would have been better. We're in a lot of danger now. Especially since we Murderous Rider to Jace. I don't know what we could draw here. I wish I had Living Death. That would be cool. I love that card. I also just cast Shinobi. Is that troll? Casting Scarab God is probably better than casting Shinobi. This is a black source, keep in mind. I think I'm just casting Scarab God. Oh, I should play around Days. Ooh, back it up, back it up. I know they have Days in their deck. Cancel. We're gonna play our land first, then we're gonna play Scarab God. So I guess maybe it is good that they Sword our Murderous Rider, because I'm taking our Scarab God as like sus. We don't have a creature to animate yet, though. Just unfortunate. I'm gonna pass the turn. Getting Soul Ring under Shellbuck is so bad. That's not what you like to see. Especially like they just path us and then just like keep beating us down. Like we're gonna end up losing to like our own mana. Which is a recurring theme. I even prioritized like taking mana this game. Like it's not like I was like greedy and took Scarab God over like a Watery Grave. Like I just never saw an Underground or Watery Grave. We take 6, which is a lot of damage. That means we're down to 2 next turn, which is not good. We'll be down to 1 if we fetch, which we might not be doing. I think I'm going to play Bazaar and look for something to do. That could be very good. So if I discard and reanimate Emrakul, they have to sack how many permanents? 6. So they sack 4 lands. Yeah, that just has to be the play. I don't see anything else being good. Other options like Dragon Lord. Dragon Lord Atarka lets us kill Sower, a token, and Elspeth. Actually, I think I'd rather just grab Emrakul. Every time I don't grab Emrakul, I'm like, wow, I should have just grabbed Emrakul. So we're gonna hold control. We're gonna discard Fallen Shinobi, Dragon Lord Atarka, and Emrakul. Hopefully this goes in the right order. And it did. Sick. And we can actually hold up Mana Drain while we do this, which is super awesome. So we might actually be okay. I'm gonna cast Corpse Dance. This resolves. They need 2 counter spells. And Daze does not work because we do have a fetch. Snapcaster for Spell Pierce is the same as casting Mana Drain. This gives them another permanent, though. I think I do want to Mana Drain this. Hopefully they don't have another counter spell. Yeah, because we don't have enough mana to not just Mana Drain this. This gives them another permanent, too. That might be why they're running out Snapcaster. So Daze doesn't do it. They need, like, Force, Miscalc, Mana Leak. Otherwise, we got it. Because the thing is, too, if we attack with Emrakul this turn, that's 20. No, please. Mana Tithe? Oh, not going to work. Let's go. Perfectly executed. We have the land. The Paper Tithe. So we let this resolve. We'll pay 1 to stop Mana Drain, or to stop Mana Tithe, which lets Mana Drain hit Snapcaster. So they need to block with Murderous Rider to not die instantly. Come on. Uh, so there's no. They had Manatite. They had literally every. Come on. Uh, they had exactly what they needed. Come on. Everything short of force. I bet they have force plus a blues card in their hand too. That is brutal. Wow. If this Sundering Titan was a land, the issue is we couldn't have played a land. We didn't even have a land to discard off of a Bazaar anyways, but that's so sad. We had it. We had it. Come on. That was so good from us. Bro, whatever. I'm literally getting I'm getting cheated. I got cheated out of this game. I got literally they had everything they wanted. Wow. That is absolutely brutal. They're cheating. Oh wait, did they not? Oh wait, yeah, because that's how the chain was. I was like, wait, did they just mess it up? No, that still works. They should have countered Corpse Dance instead, but I don't think it matters. Oh no, because they get a Snapcaster this way. Alright, so we're dead. We're not necessarily dead, but we are in a lot of danger. Oh no, we're dead because they have 5 damage. We block, we take. Oh no, we go down to 1. Depending on what they have. Oh, it's so tragic. Instant trap. Top 10 anime betrayals. Days and Manatite teaming up. Like 2 cards that I love teaming up to just bully me. Ugh, I don't know how we get out of this. Oh no, we're just dead. I forgot. That gives +3/+3, doesn't just get flying. Well, I thought every time I think that my deck is good, I do poorly. So I don't think we made that many big mistakes. I think maybe that one game when we should have kept a swamp because we got stripped, but that ugh, just tragic, just instant tragedy, instant tragedy. Just mana type and especially like you heard me talking. I thought we had it. I was like from the brink, dude, and then we would have been ahead on time. It would have been so good. We probably ugh. They needed. I mean, they could have had force too. Like that would have just ended the whole thing. I, yeah, I don't see any reason to sequence anything any differently because they would have just had it anyways. They had basically from their hand they had make you pay 4 mana or I counter this as separate cards, right? Like we had a counter spell. If they just had force in their hand and nothing else, we would have been fine. But they had like a flusterstorm of separate things to make me pay. So since I could only negate one of them and they had 3 different things that split the 4 mana I needed to pay and I had 3, it was like the perfect storm. They weren't playing storm, but they had the perfect storm. That was all right. That's enough rambling. Uh Hopefully we do better next time. Uh I don't feel bad. I got absolutely trolled. This is karma for Lost League, but I'll see you guys in the next one.